Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be reviewing the Masters of the Universe Core Line He-Man figure. Let's take a closer look at him here in the package. Alright, so on the back here we've got some pretty cool art. I think that's what really sold it for me. I love this detail here they have with the different stats and a little blurb. Can't wait to look at the other figures here in the set as well. Then on the front here, pretty good view of the figure. I like that they do the clear windows. Included accessory, we have the sword. Awesome. Doesn't look like anything else in there. Alright, let's get him open. So it looks like we have those little things on there in a couple spots. Alright. Luckily I came prepared. Alright, and here he is out of the package. It kind of got mauled in the process here. I don't know what I was expecting. But so just the only accessory in there, I was right, it is just the sword. And it looks like it does clip onto the back there, so I'm excited to try that out. First glance, I gotta say, the sculpt, the paint, and it looks like even the articulation are pretty impressive at this price point for like 10 bucks. You don't really see much like that in the toy aisle these days. Alright, let's dive in here. Articulation. Alright, quick review of the articulation here. Looks like the head goes all the way around. Doesn't really seem to look up or down a whole lot there. For the arm and the shoulder here, it goes up, you get about 90 degrees. All the way around. Elbow. Almost 90. And that does swivel all the way around there. No bicep swivel. Moving on to the wrists here, it is on a hinge and a full swivel. And I heard that this wrist is actually on a different hinge, so you can strike a certain pose later here. We'll check out, and it looks like that is true. Moving on to the torso here, it doesn't have any other than just a swivel here at the waist. For the legs, they do kick forward. Little mid-back, not a whole lot. In the knee, you do have 360 swivel, 90 degrees, just about, and then absolutely nothing in the ankle there, which, you know, I can't be too disappointed about. They just kind of knocked it out of the park everywhere else so far, but that would have really taken it to the next level there. Alright, and next up we are going to take a look at accessories here. Alright, first off, you do get the sword, and forgive me, I am not sure if it is the power sword or the sword of power, but you get his sword, and it does clip into the back, which I think is such a cool feature. I don't know why, but that kind of makes the whole thing for me. And then you can put it in both of his gripping hands here. It's a little challenging. I'm going to try to do it here on camera. Don't embarrass me. Wow, it's really difficult to get in there. If the fingers were more of a softer plastic, maybe. It's like curling the fingers back. That's not good. There we go. All right, first try. And then taking a look here at the armor, it looks like it is removable. Wow. Let's take a look here. So he does have his loincloth there, and then this armor piece has a similar, I don't know, clasp? Let's see. Yeah, although I may have to decapitate him here real quick. All right, shield your eyes. Oh, that's a good sound. That didn't happen. Cool. Definitely has more of that barbarian look there. They did a great job. I just can't believe you get all of that with 10 bucks. All right, next up, let's take a quick look at paint here. On the head, it looks like it's probably just on the face there, which they did a great job with. Usually, especially at this price point, you see a lot of mistakes and it's not usually so clean. That's impressive. There's a little bit messed up on the sides here on the chest plate, but that's a great silver. Bright red. You get a little bit of silver on here as well. Looks like these are painted on the brown. Same idea on the boots. And then this is just molded in one silver plastic. I don't believe there's any paint in there. And then this, it feels like, yeah, it's in its own similar plastic there. So that's about it for paint. Not a whole lot, but where they did decide to apply it, they did it really well. Alright, here he is in the iconic pose I promised earlier, taking full advantage of that special hinge on the right wrist there. So starting with articulation, I am, once again, I know I keep saying it, but I'm impressed with what they could pack in at this price point, at this quality. I'd have to give him a 9 out of 10 for articulation. Moving on to paint, it's maybe limited, but it didn't need a whole lot. So where they did put it on, it made sense, and they did it well. I'd probably have to also give them a 9 out of 10 for the paint application. And then taking a look at included accessories, they did not have to make the armor removable like that. That's just fun. It opens it up for creativity, customization. The fact that you get the sword, of course, but it also clips into the back, it's just awesome. I don't know why, but that just really makes it for me. So I would have to give it a 9 out of 10 for accessories. I don't know what else they could have included in there other than maybe facial expressions or hands or something like that, maybe a different weapon, but no, it's pretty great overall. So I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10 overall. Great job, Mattel. Keep it up. I look forward to reviewing the rest of the line here, and then I do have all the other He-Man figures that I know about, so we'll look at a comparison with those here soon. Thanks for watching.